There's a reason you're hearing this right now. This message didn't appear by accident. It wasn't a lucky click or a random moment of curiosity. Something far greater is at play, something that has been quietly guiding your steps toward this very moment, because your awareness is finally ready to receive what's always been waiting for you. There's a secret that has shaped the lives of the most magnetic, successful, and fulfilled people throughout history. A quiet force working behind the scenes, attracting experiences, opportunities, and even entire destinies into alignment. And it has nothing to do with hustle, luck, or being born into the right circumstances. It's something much deeper than that. It's the law of attraction. And right now, your soul has arrived at the doorway of understanding that activates it fully. The universe responds not to your words, your plans, or even your wishes. It responds to your energy. And when your energy aligns with clarity, belief, and expectation, reality begins to shift in your favor. The people who live extraordinary lives are not lucky. They are aligned. And today, you begin your journey into that same frequency. By the time these truths settle into your awareness and begin to shape your perception, you will see why your old patterns had to fall apart, why your desires kept showing up in your imagination, and why the world you've been dreaming of is far more possible than you've been led to believe. Because now, you remember, you are not here to chase, force, or struggle. You are here to attract. And once you understand the principles that govern this magnetic power within you, everything changes. Let's begin. Key 1. What you radiate, you receive. The law of attraction is not a concept. It's a spiritual law, as consistent and reliable as gravity. And it begins with this understanding. Life mirrors you. Whatever you send out emotionally, mentally, and energetically returns to you with precision. The world around you is not responding to what you say you want. It's responding to the vibration you hold, the energy you carry when no one else is watching. When you feel unworthy, the universe reflects circumstances that match that frequency, scarcity, delay, rejection, not as punishment, but as perfect confirmation of your dominant state. When you walk through life radiating confidence, ease, and faith, the world opens up to match that too. This isn't theory. It's a living feedback system, always working, whether you're conscious of it or not. Imagine tuning a radio. If you're on the wrong frequency, you can't hear the music playing on the station you want. It's not because the station isn't broadcasting. It's because you're not aligned with its signal. The same is true with your desires. They already exist. They are already real in the vibrational field. You just have to match them. This is why some people always seem to land on their feet, attract the right connections, or receive unexpected windfalls. Their internal frequency is already set to receive. Meanwhile, others, with the same skills, intelligence, or effort, stay stuck in lack because their energy contradicts what they claim to want. Let this truth become the foundation of your transformation. I attract what I am, not what I want. Wanting is not enough. Feeling like you already have it, that's where the shift happens. The universe doesn't respond to begging. It responds to belief. Right now, begin resetting your frequency by affirming with certainty. Everything I desire is already on its way. I radiate abundance, and abundance returns to me effortlessly. Key 2. The imagination is the blueprint of reality. If you want to change your outer world, you must first change the inner movie you keep playing. Because the imagination is not just fantasy, it is creative power. Everything you see in your life right now, your relationships, your income, your opportunities, all began as an inner state. A thought repeated, a vision held, a feeling nurtured. Your current reality is simply old energy that has materialized. And that means your future can be reshaped starting now. Neville Goddard taught that imagining creates reality. He wasn't speaking metaphorically. He meant it literally. When you persist in a new mental scene, one where your desire is already fulfilled, you are setting the mold that the universe fills in with physical form. It's not about forcing the how, it's about dwelling in the already done. Instead of saying, I want to be wealthy, begin feeling the scene of already having the money. Where do you live? What does your day look like? What does freedom feel like in your body? Your subconscious doesn't differentiate between imagination and reality. It accepts what you feel as truth and shapes your world accordingly. This is the secret great creators throughout time have used, not just wishing, but living in the end. Walt Disney saw entire worlds in his imagination before anyone else believed. Oprah Winfrey visualized speaking to millions when she was a young girl living in poverty. Jim Carrey wrote himself a check for $10 million long before he ever landed a starring role. These weren't coincidences. They were intentional alignments. If your imagination has been hijacked by worry, doubt, or replaying past failures, it's time to reclaim it. You are the architect, and the design you hold in mind becomes the life you walk into. Speak this truth into your being now. My imagination is sacred. I live in the vision of my fulfilled desires, and reality is aligning with my belief. Key 3. Emotion is the signal that activates manifestation. There is a hidden switch within you, and it's not thought alone. It's emotion. Your emotions are not random. They are powerful energetic signals broadcasting your dominant frequency out into the field. And the universe, faithful and unfailing, responds not to your surface-level words, but to the emotional charge behind them. You can say, I am wealthy 1,000 times a day, but if underneath those words you feel doubt, fear, or disbelief, then that is the signal you're actually sending. Emotion is the activator. Think of your thoughts like the steering wheel, but your emotions as the engine. Without emotional energy, your manifestation has no fuel. But when your thoughts and emotions agree, when you think a thought and feel the joy, certainty, or gratitude of that reality as if it's already done, that's when things move. The law of attraction responds not to repetition, but to resonance. This is why gratitude is so powerful, not because it's polite, but because it immediately shifts your energy into alignment with what you want more of. When you're grateful for something, you are affirming that it is yours, and that feeling is the magnet. Consider the way children manifest. They don't hesitate. They dream with full emotional energy. They feel excitement, joy, confidence. They play in imagination as if it's real, and the world moves to support that frequency. You were once that child. That power never left. It just got buried beneath conditioning. Now is the time to reclaim it. If you've been visualizing without results, check the emotional tone behind your scenes. Are you just imagining a picture, or are you feeling the fullness of the wish fulfilled? Emotion is the language of the universe. Speak it fluently. Right now, feel the emotion of your desire as already done. Not someday, now. Let this affirmation realign you. I feel the joy, freedom, and certainty of my fulfilled desire. My emotions magnetize my reality. Key 4. The present moment is where power lives. Many people wait for something outside themselves to change before they allow themselves to feel different. They wait for the money to arrive before they feel secure. They wait for the opportunity before they feel confident. They wait for love before they feel worthy. But the law of attraction doesn't work on delay. It works in the now. The present moment is your point of power, and whatever you're feeling right now is shaping what comes next. If you continuously put your good out there, in the future or in someone else's hands, you disconnect from your creative ability. The universe can only meet you where you are, not where you say you'll be once things change. It's like trying to water your garden with a hose that's not connected. No matter how badly you want it, the flow won't come through until you align your energy with the current moment. Right now, breathe. Be here, not in the past, not in the future, but now, the only space where true manifestation happens. Every time you choose presence, you tune your frequency. Every time you bring awareness to this moment, you regain your power. Eckhart Tolle described it perfectly when he said, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have." When you fully step into now, you stop projecting your desires into a future you never seem to reach, and you start embodying them in real time. This is the greatest secret. When you feel abundance now, you become it. And when you become it, life has no choice but to reflect it. You're not waiting for abundance. It's waiting for you to remember who you are right now. Declare this truth aloud. I am fully present. I live in the energy of my desires now. The universe meets me here, in this moment. Key 5. Letting go unlocks the flow. This may seem counterintuitive, but it's one of the most vital keys to attracting what you want. Release the need for it. When you're attached to the outcome, checking for signs, obsessing over timing, wondering why it hasn't happened yet, you create resistance, and resistance blocks the very flow you're trying to allow. True manifestation is never desperate. It is certain. It is relaxed. It is surrendered. Letting go is not giving up on your desire. It's releasing your grip on how and when it must come. It's trusting that once you've set the intention and aligned your energy, the rest is handled. Imagine ordering from a menu at a restaurant. Once you place your order, you don't chase the waiter into the kitchen to control how the chef cooks your food. You trust the process. You relax, enjoy the moment, and know it's on the way. Your manifestations work the same way. Needing something to happen in a particular way, on a particular timeline, sends a message of lack. It tells the universe, I don't believe it's working. And the universe, always faithful, mirrors that belief back to you. But when you let go, truly let go, you open the floodgates. This is the moment you shift from effort to ease, from control to trust, from chasing to attracting. Great manifestors live in this space. They know that the vision is already fulfilled, and their job is to stay in alignment, not to micromanage the process. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling. For years, she faced rejection after rejection from publishers. She could have clung to the outcome, questioned her worth, or tried to force things. But she stayed committed to the vision while letting go of the need for approval. Eventually, the right publisher aligned, and the Harry Potter series became a global phenomenon. She aligned, she acted, she trusted. Let this become your way. Let go of chasing. Let go of proving. Let go of needing. Step into knowing. Say this with conviction. I trust the process. I release control and allow my desires to flow to me effortlessly. Key 6. Alignment first, action second. Most people have been taught to believe that action alone creates results. Hustle harder. Do more. Push your way to success. But the law of attraction operates differently, not against action, but in alignment with it. Inspired action is not forced. It flows from clarity, confidence, and inner knowing, and it produces results far beyond anything brute effort can achieve. You've seen it. People who work day and night with nothing to show for it, while others move with grace and things just click. The difference isn't their effort, it's their alignment. When you act from a place of fear, lack, or pressure, the energy behind your action pushes away the very thing you're working toward. But when you act from trust, joy, and certainty, the same action becomes magnetic. It's not about doing more. It's about doing the right thing at the right time, with the right energy. This is the energy that says, I already know it's done, and I'm simply moving as the person who already has it. That's alignment. Steve Jobs once said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward." His greatest creations came from acting on inner inspiration, not from following someone else's formula. He honored the whisper of intuition, and the world responded. You have that same compass within you, and when you tune into it, you'll begin to notice the subtle nudges, the phone call you feel led to make, the opportunity that lights you up, the idea that won't leave you alone. These are not random. They are signals from your higher intelligence guiding you to your path of least resistance. But that guidance only comes when you are still enough to hear it, when your energy is aligned. So before you act, pause. Ask yourself, is this coming from alignment or anxiety? Then move with the energy of someone who already has the life they desire. Affirm this now. My actions are guided by alignment. I move with purpose, flow, and faith, and life responds powerfully. Key 7. Your environment reflects your beliefs. One of the most overlooked aspects of manifestation is your environment, the space you live in, the people you surround yourself with, the conversations you entertain. Everything around you is either reinforcing the energy of your vision or pulling you away from it. You cannot expect abundance to flourish in a space dominated by negativity, clutter, or doubt. The law of attraction responds to clarity, and your physical and energetic environment must reflect the future you're claiming. Think of your life as a garden. What are you planting? What are you watering? What are you allowing to grow, even unintentionally? If your daily reality is filled with reminders of lack, chaos, or confusion, you are unconsciously programming your mind to expect more of the same. But when you begin shaping your environment intentionally, creating space, elevating your conversations, choosing to be around people who inspire rather than drain you, you begin attracting new levels of reality. This doesn't mean you have to move cities or cut everyone off, but it does mean becoming a conscious curator of your reality. Small changes have enormous impact. Make your space a match for the life you're attracting. Speak the language of abundance. Celebrate others' wins as your own. Read stories of possibility. Watch what energizes you. Protect your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. The Wright brothers didn't build their plane in a crowd of doubters. They found a place to test their ideas where belief could take root, and against all odds they changed the world. You are building something just as powerful, a new frequency, a new life. Create an environment that believes with you. Declare this into your field now. I surround myself with energy, people, and spaces that support my expansion. My environment reflects my abundant identity. Key 8. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you expect. Wanting something is not enough. Everyone wants something. But what you expect is what you actually receive. Expectation is a signal of belief. It says, I know this is coming. I trust it's mine. I'm already preparing for it. And when you expect something, your entire energy field shifts to accommodate it. You walk differently, speak differently, think differently. The universe reads that as confirmation. This person is ready. Too often, people mistake wishing for expecting. They say the right affirmations, do the visualizations, but deep down, they don't really believe it's possible for them. That gap between what they want and what they expect blocks the flow. But when you expect abundance as naturally as you expect the sun to rise, the game changes. You stop asking if and start knowing when. You stop chasing outcomes and start preparing for arrival. You stop shrinking your desires and start expanding your capacity. Expectation is the vibration of already having. It dissolves doubt. It anchors your vision. It commands the universe to respond. This is why some people always seem to get lucky. They expect things to work out. And so they do. Consider Serena Williams. Before she ever won a title, she said she saw herself as the best. Not someday, now. She expected victory, even when no one else did, and her world rearranged to match her inner certainty. You must begin to expect greatness, not because of ego, but because of alignment with truth. The truth is, you are worthy. You are powerful. You are connected to infinite supply, and it is your natural state to receive. Speak this into existence now. I expect abundance in all forms. I am prepared. I am aligned. I am ready. Key 9. Your identity is the gatekeeper of manifestation. You don't get what you want. You don't get what you visualize. You get what you believe yourself to be. The most powerful force in your reality is not your goals, it's your self-concept. The image you carry of who you are shapes what you allow, what you attract, and what you unconsciously reject. When you see yourself as someone who always struggles, the universe mirrors that image. When you label yourself as not good with money, unlucky in love, or just getting by, you are setting the limits of what's allowed into your experience. No matter how many affirmations you recite or how hard you try to change things externally. This is the invisible wall most people keep hitting. They do the work. They say the words. But deep down, they still see themselves as the same person. To create a new life, you must begin to see yourself through new eyes. Not as someone becoming abundant, but as someone who already is. Not as someone hoping to be successful, but as someone who carries that frequency right now. Reality bends to your identity. And your identity is fluid. It's not set in stone. You can change it, and when you do, everything around you shifts. Start asking, who am I becoming? And then take it further. Who would I be if I already had the life I desire? What would I believe? How would I feel when I woke up? What decisions would I make? What energy would I walk in? Then start living from that version of you. Not someday. Now. The universe responds to congruence. When your inner story matches your outer desire, manifestation becomes automatic. Look at the greats. Beyoncé steps into the stage persona, an identity of power, presence, and command. She created Sasha Fierce, not to pretend, but to embody the version of her that already owned the stage. And once that version took root, the world adjusted. This is not fake it till you make it. This is become it, and let life catch up. You don't need to force the outcome. You need to upgrade the identity of the person to whom that outcome naturally flows. Right now, declare this with full conviction. I am the version of me who receives all that I desire. I walk in abundance, I speak with authority, and I live as the person I was always meant to be. And now a shift begins. Because once you've received all 9 keys, you begin to realize something deeper. This was never about a single technique, a perfect affirmation, or a trick to manipulate reality. This is about remembering the truth of who you are. This is about understanding that you are not here to chase results. You are here to radiate truth. That money, love, health, opportunities, success, all of it, respond to the clarity of your inner state, and that the more you remember, the more you receive. You're not broken. You've never been broken. You've simply been temporarily living in a version of yourself that forgot its power. But now, the remembering has begun. You're not just the thinker of thoughts. You are the observer, the awareness, the source energy animating this physical experience. The real you is infinite. And when you live from that place, nothing is out of reach. You've stopped searching outside yourself for permission. You stop chasing what you were meant to attract. You stop compromising, waiting, hoping, and instead begin choosing, receiving, allowing. This is the beginning of a new chapter, one written not by your past, not by your fear, not by anyone else's doubt, but by the real you. Because the real you knows the way. The real you has already arrived. The real you lives in a constant state of alignment, and from that alignment, everything flows. You don't need to force it. You only need to stay connected to the version of you who already knows it's done. Let this truth settle into every cell of your being. I remember who I am. I live from my true identity, and the universe rises to meet me. Now that you've received this message, everything changes. Not because the words themselves are magic, but because something within you recognized them. The truth you've always known, buried beneath the noise of daily life, has stirred. You've been reminded that you were never waiting for abundance. Abundance was waiting for you, waiting for you to align, waiting for you to allow, waiting for you to remember. The law of attraction is not just a principle, it is a mirror. It reflects back to you the world your energy is painting. And now that you're painting with new colors, clarity, faith, alignment, expectation, the canvas of your life must shift. Opportunities will begin to show up where there were once only obstacles. Solutions will appear in places that once felt stuck. People will enter your life who match the new frequency you're carrying. And most importantly, the inner landscape will begin to bloom. Because the true manifestation is not what shows up outside, it's who you become inside. You'll stop needing evidence to feel worthy. You'll stop waiting for the money to feel powerful. You'll stop needing permission to live as the highest version of yourself. You'll feel it now. You'll own it now. And the world will rise to meet your vibration. This is what it means to live in alignment with the law of attraction. You become magnetic, not by effort, but by energy. You draw in the people, places, opportunities, and outcomes that match the signal you're sending, because you've learned to tune the signal at its source. And the source is you, not your circumstances, not your past, not the opinions of others, but the you that is connected to divine intelligence, the you that knows your worth without needing proof, the you that no longer shrinks to make others comfortable, the you that remembers who you are and what you came here to create. Now is not the time to wait. Now is not the time to go back to the old story. Now is the time to rise into full alignment with the truth you've just heard. Speak this out loud, not as a wish, but as a command to your reality. I am aligned with divine abundance. I am a magnet for my desires. I trust, I allow, and I receive now. And so, a new era begins. You don't have to try harder. You simply have to stay connected. When doubt arises, return to this message. When the world feels chaotic, return to this calm. When others forget, you remember. Because you've stepped into something far more powerful than a passing trend or a temporary mindset. You've stepped into universal law. And once you understand this law, you never see the world the same way again. You begin to expect miracles. You begin to walk in certainty. You begin to move through life knowing that the unseen is far more real than what's visible, and that your job is to stay aligned with the unseen long enough for it to crystallize. That's how it works. You align, you allow, you receive, and it flows. The people who thrive, the ones who attract love, money, success, and peace, are not better, luckier, or more worthy than you. They are simply more aligned. But now so are you. This is your moment. No more waiting, no more hoping, no more apologizing for your desires. You are here to live fully, to receive fully, to express the energy of your soul without filters. And the more permission you give yourself to live as that version of you, the faster life reshapes to match it. Say it once more with full authority. Abundance flows to me. I am ready. I am aligned. I am receiving. And now, let it begin. Let the flow increase. Let the momentum